Some of y'all should not even be in a relationship because you should develop a relationship with yourself first. Most of the people, they don't even know themselves, and they're desperately looking for a person that can fulfill them because they don't feel whole. You know what? I'm not looking for my other half because I am not a half. You know, I am whole on my own. So you have to realize that before you jump into the next best relationship with the next best person that is usually not really fulfilling all your standards, because it does take some time until you develop certain standards for yourself, until you develop, you know, the things that you actually really want. Don't run and chase after people so that they can make you feel fulfilled, so that they can make you happy, so that they can, you know, feel you like you're a whole person, so that you feel like you deserve to be loved. Don't look for your home in other people. You need to give yourself a home. Hi guys, my name is Alina and welcome back to my channel. Today I felt the urge to just talk about relationships and dating. You guys requested it, so it's going to be a video that you guys actually wanted to hear about. And I want to share some tips with you because I feel like women just forgot to be women, and men also forgot to be men these days. And it's just disappointing. And I'm here to clarify for all of you how you can actually become that woman for yourself, how you can become that girl, how you can become confident, and how you can hold your own values and your standards up and don't go below them. So first of all, there are different types of women, okay? And there's also different types of men. So the first type of woman is a woman that is very needy. She literally runs after and chases men like she's the most desperate human being on this earth. So needy for love and attention and validation, okay? That is pick-me-sha. Then we have the woman that is strong, kind, independent, yet she knows what she wants. She is confident, she holds her standards and her values up. She doesn't go below them to please other people. She lives a life on her own, you know? She doesn't need anybody else to fulfill her. She chooses the person she wants to spend her precious time with, okay? And then we have two types of men. The one man is the leader and the provider. He is respectful. He treats his women with kindness and love and respect. He knows what he wants and he gets it. And he's just very firm in his beliefs, in his role as a man. And then there's the other guy. We call him Dusty. And Dusty doesn't really know what he wants. He wants a very strong, independent woman that can, you know, pay her own bills, that, you know, should be organizing the days, that should actually take him out, that should buy him flowers as well, because, you know, we're equal. And why should only the women get flowers? You know, this Dusty, he asks you as a woman constantly, what do you bring to the table? How can you like do something for me? You know, he wants to basically have a provider woman. He wants to have a masculine woman because he is a feminine man, okay? He seeks for attention and he just basically acts like he's the woman and he should be getting princess treatment. So now that we figured out the different types of, you know, how some people are acting, which you can see that some of these people are not acting within their divine energy, okay? So every human being, that's what I have to explain first, every human being has both energies, masculine and feminine. And it is your job to balance them and master them. Okay, so when I'm talking here, for example, I'm very firm. I'm telling you what's up. I tell you, you know, what you can do. I give you advices. I operate right now in my masculine energy, okay? Because I'm executing, I'm accomplishing something. I'm trying to help. I'm doing something, right? But then also, I have my time where I take a step back, I lean back, I relax, I be in flow, I do things I like, I am creative, and that is very feminine. So everything that is in flow and creation, in, you know, just relaxing and taking time is very feminine. So if you are somebody chasing after a man, you're basically doing the job of the man. You do realize that, right? You're literally so needy and chasing down people, and that's why he's not chasing you back, because everything that you chase will run from you. So you have to learn as a woman how to become that feminine side, yet strong side, that you know who you are and you don't need anybody to fulfill you. You choose with who you want to spend your time with, okay? So that girl that is constantly looking for outside validation and is super needy and desperate almost, that is why you don't get anyone, because you're literally smelling like desperation. Do you think men enjoy that? Like an actual man enjoys that? No. He's gonna play with you a little bit and then he gets bored because you're gonna do anything for him anyways, and that's boring. Like men are natural like hunters. They wanna chase actually. So if you are very masculine from your energy, because you're constantly chasing and you're doing everything, you're trying to impress him instead of he tries to impress you, you're literally taking the job of the man. So you will get feminine guys that don't want to provide, that don't want to lead, that don't want to do nothing for you, literally giving them princess treatment. You need to stop that. Then on the other hand, there's this woman that thinks she can do everything on her own. Okay, she's constantly saying things like, I don't need a man, I'm so independent, I don't need a man, you know, I can do everything on my own. You know what you're gonna get if you tell yourself and others that you can do everything on your own? You end up doing everything on your own. If you want that, then go ahead, sure. You know, you can do whatever you want. I don't care. Like, you know, I don't judge people, because in the end, I don't care. It's just, I know what I want. And if you are somebody that is not getting what you want because you're acting maybe not in your feminine power, then this is going to be the video for you, because I'm going to explain you how you can switch that. If you have been taken for granted at some point, if you felt like you were chasing somebody, you wanted somebody, and then you got that person, but then he ghosted you, for example, or you had somebody pursue you and then you gave in and they didn't want you anymore. You know, it can be any situation where you felt like you were feeling too needy and, you know, you were almost like very desperate for that person's attention and they didn't give it to you. If you're that type of person who seems like you cannot get it right with the right person, then you definitely need to watch those videos, because yeah, a lot of women, they actually forgot to be women these days, and a lot of men forgot to be men these days, and our society is very weak. We have a lot of independent, strong women because men these days, they forgot what their job is of actually providing. Society made us so equal that, you know, we don't really know who we actually are anymore, how to operate. And that's why we're constantly attracting the wrong people, because we're not acting within our divine energies, which is balancing both the feminine and masculine part, okay? So it doesn't mean that a man cannot be soft, that a man cannot show his emotions. Yes, he can, but to an extent, okay? If he's overly emotional and you always have to, you know, pity him and take care of him and like, you know, like that's not right. Like he needs to step up his game. He needs to protect you. He should be the one that you can lean on, right? Like he can be kind and he can be soft and understanding as well. But you, as a woman, it's not your job to baby him. Like, you're not his babysitter. Stop babysitting men, okay? So stop just doing everything for him. Like, are you desperate? Literally having a girl that is paying half of the bills, is cooking for him, is cleaning for him. If you have kids, you're gonna take care of the kids, and you're also working. Like, what do? Where is your benefit? You know? Why are you in a relationship where you literally have to do everything on your own? It just doesn't make sense. The roles need to be, you know, like, needs to be separate. I believe that we're equal, actually. I believe that a man has certain roles that the woman cannot fulfill. And I believe that she doesn't have to, or she shouldn't have to. And a woman has certain roles that a man cannot fulfill. It's very simple. So the woman that you should want to become is kind and strong, okay? Is also emotional and feminine. She knows how to switch in between her roles. She stands up for herself. You know, she doesn't let anybody play her. She is confident. She has her own life. She doesn't need a man necessarily. She makes her own money. But at the same time, she also doesn't say all the time, I can do everything by myself, because she chooses not to, because she wants a partner that can provide for her, that can lead, that is stepping up and you know, playing that part of actually being a man for her. Because if she is going to do everything, my love, you're acting in the role of the man. So the woman I'm talking about knows exactly how to use her femininity for her advantage. That doesn't mean to just take people for granted or use people or misuse them. Woman you don't want to be is a woman that only gives all the time, does everything, like literally trying to please everybody around her. That is desperate. Nice. Stop being the doormat for people. Stop letting people step on you and then complaining, oh my God, nobody treats me nice. No, you're allowing this. You know, you are letting other people allow to step on you, to disrespect you, because you don't have any values. You don't have any standards for yourself. You yourself are not thinking of yourself as that high that nobody can touch you if you don't want to be touched, that nobody can step on you, that nobody can just use you and play with you. You know, when you're constantly experiencing the same type of people over and over again, they are reflecting how you view yourself, a reflection of your own belief systems. Did you know that? Because every person that we meet in our lives is a reflection of how we think about ourselves. So if you think about yourself as that low, as not being good enough, you're probably gonna attract a person that also thinks or treats you as not good enough, not worthy, not deserving. You have to raise, first of all, how you view yourself. You have to come up with standards for yourself. You have to develop, you know, certainty about what do you want, who you are, what kind of things you're going to accept and what kind of things you don't want to accept. You know, don't settle for like the next best person if that person's not what you want. If you're not happy, then stop being with a person. Men want a woman. It is a little bit of a mental challenge, you know, that they don't need to just snap their fingers and she's gonna undress herself and give everything to them, her entire life. Like, you know, don't sell your soul to somebody. Have your own life. You have to figure out, first of all, and that's why I mentioned some people shouldn't even be in a relationship because they clearly don't even know who they are. You need to find out who you are. You need to find out what your values are, what your standards are, the kind of things that you expect from your partner, from your spouse, you know? You cannot just settle for somebody just to feel that love and validation just because you haven't maybe experienced that in your past. You haven't, you know, had that in your childhood. You cannot be that desperate looking for love and looking for a home to feel good and fulfilled. You need to fulfill yourself. You need to be complete on your own. You know, a partner is not there for you to just make you happy. You need to be happy. And a partner just adds up to that happiness that you have on your own as well. Don't be a doormat. Don't say yes and amen to everything. And also, don't let your entire world just evolve around one single person. Have your own life. Like, do you have dreams? Do you have plans? Do you want, like, do you desire something? If you meet somebody and you're dating for a little bit, you know, it's like all exciting and new and all of that. But the minute that he's calling you, you're gonna just drop everything. You're just gonna be available all of the time, like 24/7. You're living for that person. You give all your hobbies, everything that you do up for that person. That is being a doormat. That is pygmisha. That is being needy. And you don't want to be that person because you don't want to be dependent from your entire life and your entire personality from somebody else. You need to develop your own personality. You need to develop your own standards. Most success in love and relationships, it's not really a lot about looks. It is about attitude. It is about confidence. It is about self-love as well. I want to share today a few tips on how you become self-empowered, how you can also empower other women, confidence, how to have self-esteem, self-love, to be an independent thinker, to play by your own standards and follow your own rules and not just making yourself dependent on everything and everyone. Carry yourself very well, because how you carry yourself is going to be a huge part of your aura, how other people perceive you. Because as I said, it's not just about the looks. It is about how you carry yourself, your attitude, how you know, just treat yourself. Because if you only expect other people to treat you well, but you treat yourself like shit by eating shit, by talking yourself down, by doing all those things, you're not going to attract a person that is automatically just going to do that for you because like you're lacking it, right? You're going to attract the same match of energy, the same vibration. So if you're thinking and talking about yourself like this is why you attract those type of people that also treat you the same as you view yourself. And that will be a confirmation again for you. Well, yeah, okay, I am not good enough. Yes, I don't deserve this. Well, this is just how I get treated, you know, I'm just too good to people. Other people constantly step on me. And then you're gonna come up with these lies like, oh, all men are trash, you know, oh, a woman are trash. No. My love, this is how you treat yourself. This is what you allow. An empowered woman is not afraid to be alone. She actually rather is alone than to be with a person that is not fulfilling her standards, that is not needy, that is not desperate for attention and validation, that doesn't need a man to function. She has her own life. And even if she gets with a man, she chooses that man carefully based on her standards and her values, okay? And then she's still going to have her own life. She's still going to do the things for herself to make herself feel good, to carry herself in, you know, her feminine power. She's not just going to adapt to the man's lifestyle and be like, okay, here I am, just take everything. No, stop doing that. You have to act like the price. And to act like the price, you have to feel like the price. You know, if you give yourself away too fast to people, you're not really the price. Like, you're just something that everyone can have. Guess what? Most men, they know that and they feel it because you come off as that desperate, you know, that you don't really care. You don't really hold, you know, a lot of values. You're giving yourself away very fast. So you're easy. You're an easy girl. You're not like the price. Like, the price is something that not everybody can touch, that not everybody can get. You're so high within your standards, like within your values. You know, you think of yourself as that high. And that's what makes you interesting. That's what finds people magnetic, because not everyone can have you. You know, nobody really wants something that everyone can have. So if you offer yourself on a silver plate, with, you know, for anyone and anybody to touch and to get close to, nobody wants that. Imagine like you sit on a table, on a buffet, and everyone is grabbing food from that table. Everyone is grabbing from that plate, you know? Would you like to also go there and touch the food, you know, with their hands that everybody touches? No, it's disgusting. It's a lot of bacteria. Nobody wants to touch that food. Like, I wouldn't want to eat from that plate anymore that everybody eats from, that everyone just grabs, you know, something from. I don't want that. I'd rather eat nothing. So if you are like that plate, if you offer yourself away like this, don't do that. Because that is pick me stuff. Okay, she doesn't care how many people eat from her plate. You know, she doesn't care. She doesn't hold herself as that high. She doesn't carry herself like she's the price. So the minute that you stop, you know, giving yourself away and giving everyone just access to you, you are developing certain standards and you act like you are the price. Anything a person chases in life runs away. We have here Pygmisha. She does everything under all circumstances, under all costs, to keep a relationship because she's so desperate. She needs that validation. She will do everything. She will go above and beyond for that man, you know. They meet the first time and she cooks him a 5-star meal or dinner. She bakes him a cake and she, you know, drops her clothes like this. Like, she just doesn't really care about how she comes off, because what she cares more about as herself is that other person's attention and validation. And maybe she will get that attention and validation for a short period of time, but I'm telling you, men will get bored with that because they see like, oh, you know, if she's like that with me, if she's doing all of that like right away from the start, they are going to think that you're going to do the same thing for every other person as well. And they're just not going to take you seriously. You know, I don't cook for men. If I don't have a ring on my finger, like, why would I cook for you? Why would I do wifey shit if I'm not a wife? You know? If we're dating and we're in a relationship for a longer time, yes, of course I, do certain things to make you happy and things like this. But when you're dating and you're, like he wants to impress you, he wants to go out with you, and you just be like, oh no, come at my place, I'm gonna cook everything, I'm gonna make a dinner, I'm gonna do this and this. No, my love, don't do this. This is embarrassing, He doesn't have no effort. People don't appreciate to get things easily and handed with no freaking effort at all. They're not gonna validate that. They're not gonna appreciate that. They take it for granted because you're literally throwing everything at him. Don't give him 100% hold of you. For example, a man that tells you he likes blondes, but you have dark hair. And next time he sees you, you're gonna, bleach your hair. He has 100% hold of you. If he's like, oh yeah, I'd like to see you, but I really don't want to drive right now. Like if you want to, you can come over, and you literally let everything fall and drive 1 hour by train, bus, or with your car to go and see him, to just please him and visit him. And then, on top of that, you're going to cook him some food and you're going to, do everything for him. He's going to have 100% hold of you. He's not trying anything to impress you, honey. Nothing. He sits there, watch his sports game, or plays, whatever, PlayStation, and just doing like a lot of activities that don't really consider you both are doing something together, putting in any effort. And you're just sitting there, not saying a peep, not saying nothing. And you're just like, okay, well, I'm just grateful that we can spend time together. Are you desperate? Literally. Or even better, you start complaining. You start complaining like, why don't you never take me out? You never buy me flowers. You never do this. You never do that. Me. Like, you're just nagging all the time. That is like the most unattractive thing you can do, So, what I would suggest if you are in a relationship and your partner has stopped doing things for you, take a step back, Don't complain. Don't say anything. Don't get mad and frustrated and angry. Take a step back. Do things for yourself. Buy yourself flowers, Let him see that you have your own life. Most of the women, they're so dependent on a man. Literally, their entire world revolves around them. And then they wonder why men take them for granted. It's because you are giving him everything. That's just boring. Men want that mental challenge. So never give him just 100% hold of you. I am not enough versus I am enough, take it or leave it kind of attitude. The I'm not enough kind of attitude that you could have as a woman is you just call him all the time. You text him all the time. You're like, please call me back. Please text me back. You're just gonna drop every single thing that you do the minute that he calls you. Like you jump out of the shower to look at your phone to see if it's him. This is the attitude of I'm not enough. I need you. I'm in desperate need of your attention and validation. The other hand, I am enough, take it or leave it kind of attitude is you're getting back at him when you're free. You're fulfilling, you're living your own life. And sometimes you might not have the time. You're not always 24/7 available for him because you're not a freaking customer service, okay? You have your own life and you're gonna get back to him when you're free and when you want to, when you're ready. Thing is, you're too available. One woman, she's like, call me, beat me if you want to reach me, like Kim Possible. You're like Kim Possible for him. You're gonna drop everything and you're gonna meet him whenever it's convenient for him. And the other woman, on the other hand, she meets him when it's convenient for her. The I'm not enough type of woman is the woman that constantly tells every single person, oh, I need to be in a relationship. I'm such a relationship type of person. I want to be in a relationship. I want a relationship. The woman instead, she has fun. She lives her own life. And she's not going to just settle for the next best person. She doesn't desperately needs to be in a relationship just to be in a relationship. She chooses the person that she wants to spend her time with based on if they meet her values and standards. She's not going to make compromises just like that to just settle for anything. She doesn't make promises to a stranger right away telling him, I want to be in a relationship. Like, sure, don't waste time. You know, if your goal is want to be in a relationship, but why do you want to be in a relationship? You can't be alone with yourself. You don't enjoy your own company. Now pick Misha. She's mad and angry when he calls her, asking like, where have you been? With who have you been? Blah, blah, blah. You know, like complaining, nagging. The other woman, on the other hand, doesn't really care because she didn't even notice that he didn't call her because she was so busy doing her own stuff that she liked to do. Some men are always trying to see how much they can get away with. They always try to like see how far they can go. But you have to be very, you know, firm about your standards and your boundaries. If you don't like to be treated a certain way, you can voice it one time, you know, one time. But if he apologizes and treats you again the same way, disrespecting your boundaries, when he clearly knows what your boundaries are, then he's consciously disrespecting you. And you allow that to happen. You have to be firm with what your values and your boundaries and your standards are. If you're not firm with that, and if you constantly let him disregard you and disrespect you, you're literally teaching him to be disrespectful to you. You are teaching him that it's okay to treat you like this. It's not. But you have to make sure that you're leaving then. You have to make sure that you do not settle for this bullshit. You know, you have to make sure that you first. You are the priority for your own life. Like, why would you be with somebody that constantly disrespects you, that constantly treats you like shit, that cheats on you, that, you know, talks down on you, that yells at you, that is just a shitty person? Why would you want to be with that person? I'd rather be alone because I treat myself well, you know? And that's also a thing. If you treat yourself well that much because you value yourself and you take care of yourself, you love yourself, you are full as your own, you do not look for a home in others, you know, because you are your home yourself. And from there on, it's very easy to, you know, say goodbye to people that do not treat you how you want to be treated, because you treat yourself even better. Why would you treat yourself very good and very caring, and then you let somebody else come into your life and treat you worse than you even treat yourself? That just doesn't make sense. If you're constantly just talking how independent you are, how you don't need a man, how you know, how you can do everything on your own, it turns him off. It's going to turn him off. Like, no actual man wants a woman if he knows that she doesn't even want him, that she doesn't even need him. Men want to feel needed. They want to feel like they can help you. They can make you better. You know, so if you are a woman that is very independent because that's how you grew up, you know, maybe you didn't have, you know, the father leading in that role, and that's why you constantly feel like you have to step up. And that's also a thing that men need to definitely work on. Like, this video is going to be more about how women can change their attitudes, but then also, you know, there's a lot of men that forgot their roles. Like, they do not even provide for women these days. They constantly ask like what she brings to the table and all this unnecessary bullshit. It's a weak society. Like, men these days are just very weak. Like, they want princess treatment these days, and it's just like, it's just ridiculous. But in the end, guys, if you're only just talking about how weak men are these days and how trashy the society is, and like men are trash, like all these things, what are you gonna get, you know? I believe in like the actual love. I believe in like a masculine man that, you know, provides and that can do those things that I hold my standards for. Taking care of myself in the meantime, you know. I am very, you know, obsessed with myself. Independent, but I want a man that fulfills my standards. I don't need anyone, but if I find somebody that fulfills those standards, I want to show him that he can have his role as a man, that I need him as the way of that he is better than me. He can teach me something. He can help me. He can support me. He can take care of me, you know, he can provide. but I will be then the nurturer, right? Like women are there to nurture, women are there to, you know, support him on the bad days, to encourage him, to believe in him, to support him and all of that, right? But most women, they're giving this too soon away for free, for nothing. He hasn't even done anything for you, but you're treating him as if you like chase him. But at the same time, don't be like too like, I don't fucking need anybody. Nobody wants that. Also, don't overcompensate. Like, there's no need for you to feel like you have to compete with other women by dressing yourself more provocatively to, you know, attract the attention from everyone around you. Know, like, the way how you hold yourself in a relationship has a lot to do with hold yourself on your own. Quality men don't appreciate more. It's about the less you give, because then their fantasy goes like, oh, there must be more. But if you offer everything again on a silver plate, there's not much to fantasize about. You shouldn't have to work harder to get a man's attention. Like, getting men's attention is literally so easy. So you don't even need to, you know, act so easy. Like, just stop doing that. As a good woman, you don't need to rely on all those things to get a man's attention, like to feel good about yourself. You should rely on who you are as a woman, on the values that you hold, on the standards that you have, on the way how you carry yourself. The next thing, don't make him the center of your attention at all costs. You know, as a woman, you should never be afraid to be alone and to be without him, because when you are, like, that fear and that desperation, it's gonna turn him off. So you need to make sure that you hold yourself on your own. Like, you can exist on your own. You have your own life, your own hobbies, your own things that you want to do. You have, you know, you don't need that validation from him. Like, you are not craving his attention all the time because you're busy with your own life. So please have a little bit respect for yourself, okay? Don't let anybody just step on you. Don't let any man just, you know, come into your life and take over and you're just giving yourself up completely for him. Please don't do that. You will regret it later. You know, there's women that are, you know, in relationships and they don't have friends anymore. Like, it's like they literally are, you know, out of this planet, from this universe, and you don't know where to find them other than with their boyfriend. You don't have your own life then. You always need to pursue your own passions, your own, you know, desires, your own life. This is how you carry yourself with respect and with self-love. So now I have a few questions for you that I want to ask you to find out if you are too nice. Because you don't want to be pick-me-sha, right? You don't want to be pick-me-sha, so you need to find out if you are too nice to him. Do you feel guilty when you say no, or do you say no and then second guess yourself? Do you often try to tell your partner that you want to be treated with respect? Do you find yourself bartering or negotiating for what you want and need? Do you often pass up sleep or the need for personal time to meet his needs? Do you regularly see him on short notice or when it's convenient for him? Do you find that you repeat what you've asked for as though he didn't hear it the first time? After a fight, are you always the first one to contact him and apologize? Do you find you are much more affectionate than he is? Do you often feel depleted after he has been with you? Do you constantly want more attention or reassurance? If you answered all these questions with the yes, then you're probably too nice. So maybe you should go back and watch the video from the beginning and take some notes. The last thing I'm going to say is there are many men out there that do not know how to be man these days, okay? There's a lot of men that don't want to work on themselves, that don't try to improve. They get everything handed and they want everything handed. But if you want to become a high-value woman that carries herself with self-love and respect, and you know, you feel worthy of being treated correctly, if you are not happy with where you're at right now, whether it is single or in a relationship, you need to find out, what do you stand for? Like, who you are as a person and what values do you hold, what kind of standards do you have, and what do you want? You know, make a list. We talked about this. Make a list of all the qualities in a man that you want to have. And if you're dating somebody and that man is not giving you what you want, it's not meeting your standards, then stop wasting your time. Too many people are wasting their time in the wrong relationships, dating the wrong people. You find out pretty fast how a person is ticking. You find out pretty fast within usually the first couple weeks of dating, of going out, if he is the right one for you, if he treats you with that respect. And if you come from day one, you show up for yourself with, you know, how you value yourself and your standards, and you put yourself as that price that you are, you're not going to run and chase after somebody that cannot meet your standards because you hold yourself higher. So that's why I'm saying you need to, first of all, have a relationship with yourself. You need to be not afraid of being by your own. You need to be not afraid of putting yourself first. Because then you're going to end up, like with Misha, being in a relationship and doing everything on your own. If you want that, if you're such in desperate need of a relationship, then go ahead. There's plenty of men that nobody really wants. So you can pick one of them and just give everything to them if that's what you want. But if you want to be treated with respect from a high value man, you need to become a high value woman. I hope you learned something. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Put a comment in the comment section. What did you learn? And also let me know what you want to hear next time. And I see you guys in my next video.